Morning, Tim. How are you? Can you hear me? That's not a burrito. This is called a curry puff. Howdy, Jack. This is my late supper. Consists of chicken, potatoes, get some onions, and curry. You know, curry? These are good, but a bit filling, so I can only manage just one, and it's like really filling. I forgot there's eggs inside too. How you guys doing? Timothy and Jack, how you guys doing? Were you impacted by the storm, Jack? Hi, Tim. And Tina. How you guys doing? Cool. So I guess it's the beginning of fall, right? 19 degrees. That's pretty nice. Oh, wow. Me too, that's what I'm eating. Hey, Tim Knocker, what are you recovering from? What are you recovering from? Cold? 19 degrees? It's okay. I can live with 19 degrees. Hi, Camille from Poland, eh? Oh, you got a virus? Oh, man. Was it just you, Tim, or was Tina involved in it? How long has it been? That's what I said, Daniel. And I started. Oh, really? Oh, man. Is she okay? Is she doing okay? Hi, Duck. How you doing? Alright, okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Alright. You take care, Tim and Tina. I just hope it wasn't too rough, right? Yeah. From Canada. Oh, Nova Scotia. Damn. Sorry. Shouldn't swear. I mean, that's one place I want to go because of the song by Carly Simon. Nova Scotia. Sounds so. Hi, Hikaro. How are you? Good morning. Timothy, I had a new old guitar day. I got a old card up, Grand Old acoustic, $90 with a bag. My God, that's nice. $90. That's pretty decent for a second hand or a used guitar. Yeah. So a chord. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. I had I don't know, it's like a interesting day yesterday. I had a great rehearsal with the band. Easy gig. There's like 14 songs. So there's another rehearsal today. I guess it's after 12 a.m. So I had a rehearsal on Thursday. So I'm gonna have another one on Saturday, which is for you guys tomorrow, right? And then the show will be on Sunday. Easy gig, 14 songs and nice songs. Some of the songs are, I played on some of the sessions for some of the songs. In fact, the original songs, right? I played on 4 of them, I guess, around there. And it just brings back a whole ton of memory. This was like, these are songs that were done back in in the early 90s, early mid 90s. So that was the start of my session days, where I was like really busy doing sessions a whole lot for almost about 2 decades. And yeah, interesting. I mean, hearing about all those songs, the stuff that I did, some were cringe-worthy, some were pretty nice. And I guess they write better songs back then. Oh. Wow. New guitar day. Wow, a Gretsch? On a truck. Oh, it's not there yet. Okay, cool. I'm excited for you. Redcom. Hi, I'm trying to find a place that can do a B bender installation. Do you know any Luthier that can do it? Are you here in Singapore? Are you here in Singapore? Are you here locally, or where are you from? Mikael, how are you? I'm good. Just a bit tired. So I was just sharing, like, I had an interesting but kind of tiring day yesterday. And it's like, I just feel fatigued in a way. But yeah, probably too much going on. Malaysia, okay. B bender, it's a delicate job. So I can probably ask Wayne, in which bring up to the point. Wayne probably could help you with that. So you might want to contact him. I'm sure there are luthiers in Malaysia that can help you do this. Doug, you have a Gibson guitar? What? You have a Gibson guitar? A brand new guitar? Okay. You post what? By what? By 学 what? I can't really read well in Chinese. You have posted your live performances on AME concert. Why not talk about something about your memory of that concert? What do you want to know? Doug, about a year ago? Oh, about a year old. Oh, nice. Which Gibson is that? Doug, which Gibson do you have? Do you procure? The Les Paul? S3? 335? Which one? I understand. Red, I understand. Give me a second. Gonna give you Wayne's number, so you can get a hold of him. You can WhatsApp him if you have WhatsApp. Alright, so this is Wayne's number. He can probably help you to install one or to procure one and then install it for you. But you have to send the guitar over here, so I don't know how this is going to work out. Alright. It's James Tyler. No, James Taylor. Yeah, I did for a bit because the other guitarist, when I was doing a gig in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, was it Atlantic City? One of these places, and the other guitarist was an American. So name was Andrew Doolittle. He had he was playing on a Tyler Vari-X. Yeah, nice. I've owned a Vari-X before, so but it was the Line 6 version, the first version. So this is a much improved version, and the feel of the guitar is nice. My other friend Daniel Chai has one and is still using it. So I guess if it works, it should be good. Oh really? All right. So you had a studio, a Les Paul studio. Nice. I was looking at the studio too when I was looking up, searching for a Les Paul. I decided to get a classic, a Les Paul classic, just because of the neck. Because I went down to the shop, and I tried all the Les Pauls, but I find that the classic has the most comfortable neck. So I was like hunting for one, and I finally got one, and yeah, it's still with me ever since. So love it. So guess what? I used the Harley Benton Fusion Pro 3, the one with the bling, the silver sparkle, for the rehearsal yesterday, and I'm gonna use it for a show. So you guys want to know how I felt after the rehearsal yesterday? How I find the guitar? If you guys don't want to know that, I won't talk about it. But if you guys are interested to know, then I'll let you guys know. Okay. Nice. Rock, blues, country. Which part? Whereabouts are you're from? Oh, Doug. Hi, Timothy Yates. There's a whole lot of Timothys tonight. You're the third Timothy that came in. Cheers from the land of Portillos and deep dish pizza. Was there a recent firmware update for the Line 6? Haven't heard that yet. I'm not sure because I had the I just downloaded the what you call it? Which was the latest one? I don't know, one. I can't keep up, but yeah, I was just checking out the latest firmware, so I just downloaded it and installed it. It's nice. Oh yeah, I forgot, Doug. You told me you're from Nova Scotia. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, so I downloaded the firmware. It works, but I think the last firmware that last major firmware was the introduction of some orange amps, which I find would be really interesting. Yeah, so it's nice. Wildlife. Yeah. Hi, welcome to the live stream. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it helps. Yeah, that's what the channel is all about, to help out. Mikhail, I just love the possibility to change the tuning with a flick of a tumbler on my JTV 59. Well, it gets better, Mikhail, because when I was using the Variax for with my Line 6, I was using the X3 back then, the X3, not the Helix. As you know, it has the ecosystem, so you can actually hook up your Variax to the X3, so you can change the sound with the foot switches on the X3. In this case, if you're using Helix right now, you can actually change the sound just by depressing any of the foot switches, because you can just program whatever guitar sound that you wanted to be in that patch. And I find that to be so useful. And not only that, you can actually program everything, like, or you can drop D, open tuning, open E, open D, whatever weird tunings, and you can have a sitar on the drop D tuning, or a sitar on something else, and then you have 12 strings or whatever. With just a touch of your foot switch, everything changes radically. I use it with much success in a couple of musicals that I played back then, so I find it to be really interesting. The only thing that I didn't like was when I'm doing strumming back then, because I can feel the lag. There was a substantial lag, not a lot of it, but enough to irritate me. Right. So that was the reason why I decided to quit the Variax and just stay on a normal guitar. In case you're wondering, I'm feeling a bit off the weather, yeah, and because the air condition is blowing right at me, and it's been raining like crazy these few days in Singapore, so temperature has dropped a little bit. Although it was a bit hot today in the afternoon, but as the night falls, it gets a bit chilly. So, and in this room, it's pretty cold because it's like 19 degrees, same as some of you guys. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Wildlife. Thank you. Yeah. Same thing with the Pod HD 500. So you can actually radically change the sound. So it's workable. The only thing that I said, like, I didn't like, was the playability. Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's a bit bright here. Okay, that'd be nice. Some of my 80s originals. Well, I don't have. Do I have it? Do I have this here? I don't know. Do I have it here? Let me check. I might just have it. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, no. Well, maybe in the next live stream. Yeah, next live stream, I'll port it over from my PC over to here, and then you guys can hear some of the songs that I've written. But you can actually check some of these songs out in my what's that website where you can post up songs. Okay, my mind just went blank for a while, so I forgot the website for that. I posted some songs out there, so I'm not. Yeah, I'm just tired. I'm not really sick. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. What's the website? SoundCloud. Yeah, SoundCloud. So I'm gonna put a link here, so you can go. You head on down to SoundCloud and check out some of my songs. SoundCloud. Alright, got it. So the library. Library. Yeah, so many advertisements these days. Profile. Okay, here you go. So, have one more curry puff? No, I have enough. So this is my SoundCloud link. I have a couple of songs there that actually I can just play it over here if you want to. But there are a couple of covers here, so yeah, I won't be playing those. But there are a couple of originals there and there. Let me see now. Yeah, there are a couple of originals there. Some worship songs, some I wrote. A whole lot of how should we call it? Covers, I guess. This is one song that I really love. Let me play again. Let me just play again. Alright, hold on. Alright. Okay. I wrote this song, I don't know, maybe back in 97, 88. Yeah. This is one of my favorite songs because it became a hit in Taiwan because it was translated to Chinese. So there was a Taiwanese lyric writer who kind of like translated everything, and it became a cup of cold coffee. What Bing what cafe, by this guy called Panda Xiong, in Chinese Xiong Tianping. Yeah, so it became a hit back then. So it was nice to know. And I actually arranged the album version, which is a very toned down version instead of this rocky version that I have, which I prefer basically. And yeah, so that guitar that I was using for the guitar solos and all the guitar parts was a Brian Moore. You remember Brian Moore? Brian Moore guitars. So if you guys do not know Brian Moore guitars, might just do a Google and search. But the Brian Moore guitar was one of the few. You can see I can call up a picture of the Brian Moore guitar. One of the few guitars that was available back then in the 90s that is from the States, directly from the States, apart from the Fenders and the Gibson. And it was really expensive back then. It cost me like 3,008 Sing. Right, back then it was expensive for me, and I bought it. I played on it. I kind of like the thin neck and the thin space age kind of, yeah, it's a classic 90s faith. That's right. That's you're right there, Aaron. And I love it, and I brought it home, did a couple of sessions on it. But after a while, I just kind of like got I just found that the sound was a bit too thin, especially on the cleaner sounds. For distortion, no problem. This guitar really kick ass, and it's made. I mean, it's so easy to play. It's just made for shredding. But when it comes to cleaner sounds, I have a problem with that. It's just too thin. There's not enough weight, to carry through. And I sold it away after a couple of years. I sold it back in pretty soon after that. Like, I just owned a guitar. I had a guitar for about 4 years, and I sold it away. I'm going to show you a picture of how it looks like. It's a pretty guitar. Just give me a second. I'll call up the picture. Okay, it's loading. Should be here. Can't find it. Still finding it. No. Where did it go? I use it for a tour. There you go. I use it for a tour in Japan. Let me see how to capture screen. What do I have to do? What is display capture, window capture? Yeah, window capture. So where is it? No, it's not window capture. Display capture. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so can you see this? Yeah, so this is the guitar that I had. Okay. So this was back in where was this? This is like I had the date somewhere. 96. Yeah, so I procured this guitar back in 96, 95, 96, and I sold it away by the time by 98. In the year 98, I've sold it away. Yeah, so it's a real thin guitar. It has a nice jack compartment behind the body where there's a kind of compartment where you can just slot in your jack, and it has a single double. Nice pickups though. Yeah, very space age looking. Comes with a nice case. Yeah, so that was the guitar that I was using for this song. Interesting, huh? Yeah. That's right. Their own pickups. Thank you. Yeah. Hope you like the song. Oh, it's in the link that I gave earlier on. That's the okay, I'll give you the link. Do I have the link? Yeah, I have the link. In a second. Okay, the link to that song is this. I'm thinking of covering this song, and I'm thinking of doing it with a band instead of like doing it at home. So, just give me some time. Yeah. Sorry, Warren. Yeah, hi, Warren. You're from Singapore? Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Are you in a band, Warren? Are you still around or have you left? Hey guys, since you're here, give me a like. Alright. Oh, my back. Thank you for asking. Well, yeah, it's better, I guess. Yeah, it's way better. But I can still feel a bit of tension here and there, but it's better. My heel has kind of has gone really good right now. My heel, not really hurting, but my back, yeah, just give it a little more time. Yeah, I guess a little bit more time. Thank you, Wow. Yeah, so it's interesting to see how some guitars might play well, like play really nice and sharp. But then when you have it for a couple of months or years, then you find that there's something lacking in the sound, and that's the reason why we change guitars. The most of the guitars here I have no intention of selling because I find that they suit my purpose. They're able to do the things that I want in terms of rhythm, in terms of solo. And there's some guitars that are really good for soloing, and some guitars that are not really good for soloing. And there's some guitars that are really good at at rhythm. And rhythm, there's a whole bunch of them. If you like those nice clean sound, there are certain guitars that are good for that. Certain guitars are really good for strumming, funk, depending on the genre. Yeah. I should give it a rest. I should take my time. Yeah, I know. I treat this real seriously because I want to go out and cycle. I want to go out and do my exercise. The regimen that I've been doing for so long now. Can't do it because of the this aches and stuff. I don't like it. Yeah. I guess part of growing up, or rather growing old. Your body tends to fail you in every nook and cranny. It starts to give way a little bit. So, yeah, we all have to take care of our bodies. That's right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of cycling because of the rain. It's been raining like crazy, like almost every day, and the roads are wet. And I don't want to clean my bike. I just clean my bike, just wash my bike. So I don't want to do that, and it gets dangerous, especially. But I was thinking that once my back is completely healed up, yeah, I'll go out, rain or shine. I don't mind. Fact is, actually, I love riding in the rain. Yeah. My wife would kill me, but my wife don't sing. My daughters, my girls, yeah, we'll see. Family, come family. I don't know. It's gonna be a different Christmas again this year. So, like last Christmas was last Christmas. Yeah, it was pretty bleak. Yeah, not much to celebrate. So this year, I think it's the same, almost the same. What did we have last year? Last year we actually had turkey. Yeah, It's funny because I told the girls I want a turkey this Christmas. I just want to do it like, more or less a traditional way. But the turkey was too darn dry. It was so dry, and I had a hard time, like, it wasn't finished. So maybe this year we have chicken instead. Hainanese chicken Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. How you guys doing out there? Actually, I don't know how you guys are doing. How many of you guys are from Singapore? I see one, Warren. Right, and there's one from Malaysia. Hi, Carl. How you doing? Oh, you want to have a virtual tour of my very cool guitar, then? I guess you can, but the camera and the wires are not long enough. Unless there's a way to me to extend the wire. Let me see now. Where's my wires? Well, it's such a mess in this room, so I'm kind of like ashamed to show you how this room is all about. Yeah, it's pretty short. Alright, let me see whether I can. Well, you saw the back part. Alright, so I don't know whether I might. Just give me a second. Let me just try to see if I can extend this wire up. If you know how messy my desk is, then. Hey, hi, Jack. What? You got a couple of gigs going on? That's nice. I'm happy for you. Where is this going to? Oh, I see. So this goes in here. Let's see where I can unplug this out. I want to unplug the wrong thing. Okay, so this is the camera. Let me just get this off. Alright, so this will work. Alright, business. Don't throw up. Don't get appalled. It's really messy. So there are a couple of stuff that's missing from this room because I left it at the studio because of the rehearsal. No, why can't I change anything? Properties. Alright, properties. So webcam. Alright, so webcam. Can you see this? Or is it upside down? Oh. Okay. So this is how my front end of the studio. See, I told you it's pretty messy. Okay, food, curry puff, my keyboard. This is where I keep all my microphones. My microphones are all in here. Alright, this is where all the lights are. My DVD collection and CD collection. Well, this is just part of it. The bulk of it is in the living room. And my noisy air conditioner. This is the screen I'm working on. I have my iPad as the secondary screen, and my iMac here for other stuff that I do. And what else do I have? I have my UAD, my Mac Mini, which is predominantly my main music computer where I do all my stuff. And then some books on theology and stuff that I have collected through the years. Amplifier, right? And that's about it. I mean, the rest you can see from the camera, the main camera. This is where I hang my guitars, right? So There's a whole lot of guitars here, but again, these are just part of it. Alright. I have guitars at the back of the door. So I told you, it's pretty messy. Good enough. I'm embarrassing myself. Okay. I delivered. Oh, it is, Carl. I've actually had plans to kind of do it up a bit, do some renovation, get rid of this table because it's just taking up too much space. And there's a whole lot of redundant equipment here because I don't use them anymore. Like, some of the rack mount equipment I have an ADAT in here which I don't use anymore. Nobody uses ADAT anymore. I have a cassette deck. I was thinking of getting rid of this cupboard, but I don't know. I it will give me more room, but there'll be a whole lot of work involved. And I just like the vibe the way it is. It's not because I'm lazy. I just like the vibe. I can reach out with things that I'm familiar with. Like I could do my programming here, and I have another small keyboard here, which I do my drums programming, and everything is like within reach. I can reach out for my guitar behind. Yeah, so I decided no, I'm gonna wait a while before I do any major renovation. Yeah. Yes, it's organized chaos. An oxymoron at its best. Yeah, organized chaos. So that's the way we roll as musicians. Alright, so I missed out a whole lot of you guys here. Where are we? Oh, wildlife, you're from Michigan. Cool. Tim, me, and X from 74. Well, okay. Alright. I'm getting younger. Man, I'm old, Timothy. I'm old. Jack, yeah, okay, he told me about a gig. But what? About it's done. Got COVID. All right, in Louisiana again. That it canceled everyone. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Jack. Yeah, I've heard like some of the states in, they have like really bad cases of COVID right now, and some of the ICUs are being overwhelmed. Have you been vaccinated yet, Jack? Finn, hi from Norway. Hey, and you're from Isforden, if I pronounce it correctly. Isforden, Norway. Norway is another one of my favorite places to go to. I have not been there. I want to go to Sweden. I want to go Norway, and Amsterdam. All right. Yeah, these are 3 places that I want to visit so much. And Greece. Yeah, Greece. Yeah. I don't know. My Logify, you're in holiday now. Take a guitar with me in an airplane now, relaxing in the view of the sea. Wow. Oh man, Veers. Aaron, from a drummer into a guitarist. That's nice. That's nice. That's cool, Logify. Where are you at now? Where do you took your holiday? Irvin Soriano, hi John, what's about our old Martins D18s equipped with a pickup? No. Most Martins do not come in with pickup systems. So there are a couple that came in, like built in, but I wouldn't recommend those because they always have Fishman on them. And some of you might know, I have a love-hate relationship with Fishman pickups. Some of the pickups are nice, but most of the time they just don't make it. Can't cut it. In my views, I always prefer like a Anthem, yeah, the RRX. That would be good, yeah. So no, not all Martins comes in with a pickup system. Timothy, throw fish sauce and then good to go. Sound like you need some hot pot. You know what? You're probably right. at this time of night, it's gonna be kind of hot. Yeah, probably hot pot. I don't know. I don't know, man. Cow. So you impressed? What is Himashu Marshall Plexi Type ODDS pedal? Wow. What, you saw something that I didn't see? Who's this? Hey, hi Andrew. Andrew Cordell. Irvin Serrano. Hey John, what guitar would you rather have? A Taylor Urban Ash or a Martin DHR? I'll take the Martin. Yeah, I'll take the Martin. Yep. Because I tried that guitar and I like it. I like it a lot. This guy is... Bye-bye. Tawachai? I hope I pronounced your name correctly from Bangkok. Sawadee. Oh, okay, the Black Star. Yeah. Oh, with overdrive pedals. Oh, you saw the... No, those are not overdrive pedals. Those are like some of the thing. And you saw this too, tissue paper. And those are clean ones, by the way. Yeah, that was a compressor and a chorus guitar, chorus pedal, which I procured long ago. These are really cheap ones. Yeah, which I never use, so I just leave it down on the floor. My Logify, what city are you in Singapore? What city? City is Singapore. Singapore is so small. Yeah, it's so small that we don't have cities within the country. We most of the time we say the city of Singapore, or yeah, maybe it makes us feel kind of good if you say the Singapore, the country of Singapore, but we are pretty small. Yeah. Carl Jones, John, I would be curious as to you, please, over if you also teach. If so, how do I become a student? I teach online right now, currently, because I do it on Zoom, through Zoom. So yeah, I have a couple of students on Sundays. Yeah, you can contact me actually if you want to. There's an email that you can get hold of me if you want to. All right. What's this? You wish you were in Thailand? Yeah, the food is so good. You're right there. Your food is so good. So Himashu, you have a Fender Blackface type clean and bright tone budget M2M. Nice. Finn, if you go to Norway, you have to visit what? Let me just pronounce this properly. Romsterdalen. Right? Here you can see the troll. No way. Okay. Let me try to commit this into memory if I can. Romsdalen, right? Okay. Right. Romsdalen. Himashu, you're from India, northeast of India. So yeah, pretty cold. You can get pretty cold there. Alright. Never been to India though. Yeah, would love to. Aaron, with church services being online now, I figured I might as well pick up a new instrument, from no guitars to having 3 acoustic guitars. But you know what? The fact is that you are playing drums. You actually are really well suited to play the acoustic guitar, because you can do all the percussive stuff if you choose to, because you're inept at doing polyrhythms and stuff on the drums. So it's pretty easy for you to do all that on acoustic guitar, provided you can do all the chords and the fancy chords and stuff like that. There you go. All right. Irvin, alright, you take care. You're leaving? Hi, Pooh. Can't stay, but excuse me. Take care. What you up to, Pooh? Yeah, City State. That's right, Timothy. Salute. New collective. Wow. You like the D15, huh? Should bring the temperature down a bit. Oh, cool. You got a gift? Guitars? What do you have? Oh, really? I didn't know that, Pooh. That's a pretty nice way to revive old broken guitars. You had a Johnson resonator? Nice. Good lordy. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Aaron. I hate it. You know? You know what's all this? What's causing all this? Lack of exercise. You know? And this is not a flu, you know. This is just like the sneezing fits that you have. And one of the things that I discovered when I was cycling, I never fall sick at all within a year. You know, all these years that I've been cycling, I never had like a bad flu, and not even this sneezing fits. I don't have them. It's just when your body starts to deteriorate through lack of exercise, and then you get all this stuff. Yeah, which is a bummer. I don't like this. Nobody likes this anyway, so I hope it's tapering down right now. Yeah, so, right, cool, nice. I'm happy for you. Dio Benedicto. Yes, gracias. Gracias. Grazie mille. God bless you. Yeah, I know. Irvin, what is the best guitar you ever played? Electric or acoustic? Well, I'm happy for you, Pooh. Nope. I try not to take any or Panadols or pills or stuff like that. You know, I try to keep it as organic as I can. Coffee would help. In which case, if you guys want to buy me a cup of coffee, super chat, super sticker, thank you. See the way I segue to that? That's pretty cool. I thought. Oh yeah, that's good. Sorry. So the question, yeah, what's the best guitar, acoustic or the D18 Modern Deluxe? Best guitar I ever played. I want to ask you a question, Pooh, about the resonator. How you know? I always want to get one, but I just, for the life of me, I can't find a good resonator guitar here in Singapore because they don't count. They kind of don't bring it in. Some of the resonators that I saw when I was in the States were pretty decent, but most of them don't come in with the hard cases. So I don't know which. Yeah, I'm just in the market to play some slide if I can. I'm also toying with the idea of getting a dobro, but yeah, we'll see. I'll go guitar hunting once the job starts happening. No income, no hunting. Carl Jones, all right, okay, cool, yeah. By the way, what do you think of the Yamaha AC5R acoustic guitars? I got one in the back order. These have quite a weight on the ATM. I don't know. At the moment, ATM, I just think that some of the cheaper guitars out there by, say, for example, Eniers, are pretty good, and decently priced, sounds great, comes in with RRX pickups, with an Anthem, yeah, it's a win, and it comes in with a real nice case, so yeah, you can't go wrong. So that's something that you should. Hey, thank you, Carl, for that. So it worked. Thank you, Carl. Yeah, so something to think about. It doesn't have to be Yamaha. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think this Yamaha that you're talking about, this model is made in China, right? Well, I love it. I thought, yeah, Irvin, I thought it was pretty cool. The red bridge plate, yeah. So what's the smog like this year in Singapore? Well, surprisingly, there's no smog because I guess the Indonesian are still struggling with COVID, and I guess they don't want to burn any more stuff. They used to burn a whole lot of stuff, vast plantations of palm trees, because of the palm oil, or when they're harvesting, and the haze, we call it the haze, and they will float over down to us in Malaysia as well, in Singapore. So we got the worst of it. It was pretty bad a couple of years back. Can't see shit. Sorry, can't see nothing. It was really bad, and the air was really bad. But it kind of improved over the years because people were complaining, the countries were complaining, so it kind of curbed just a little bit. It was happening a little bit in 2019, and then COVID happened 2020. It kind of like didn't happen at all. This year is pretty cold. We are in the front end of September. I don't smell anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. So, no worries, Aaron. You can buy me roti canai when I'm in KL next time. You can buy me roti canai. You can buy me what's the one that I really like? Well, there are a whole lot of stuff in KL that I really like. The roast stuff, the roast meat, and yeah, well, JC Schwartz, yes. Have you tried the OM28? No, I'm not. Colin Diaz, hi, how are you? Oh, you had a mild cold yesterday. Oh, bless you. Are you recovering right now? Timothy, any interest in the Headrush MX5? No. I saw all the videos. I still think, yeah, the thing is that I still think that whichever works for you, that's the most important thing. And what they all say, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that is also an excuse for not keeping up with the times. But as far as I'm concerned, the Fractal, the Camper, the Headrush, I've been hearing guys were telling me, like, I just had a conversation with a good guitarist friend of mine, and he was saying that he was, like, switching patches. There's a kind of a delay in his Fractal, and I'm going like, well, that is probably what, yeah, this is something real common. But as far as I'm concerned with my Helix, I don't have that problem. But it could be because I kind of anticipate everything that I want real fast, really early. So, but he was talking about on the fly because he does musicals too, and so I understand. I've done musicals too, and it's okay. You know, the line 6 stuff, not too much of a delay. I love the camper. Camper has really nice amp modelings. I always thought the amp modelings are like spot on, but the only thing lacking is the effects. You know, the rest of the effects, like not too much of a choice. Like, you know, the chorus, the delays, the reverb and stuff like that. And the learning curve. Yeah, there's this whole to have an access to the parameters is like whoa. Yeah, it's a bit daunting. Not too sure about a head rush though. I don't know who's bringing in. I have no idea who brings in head rush in Singapore. I would love to try my hands on one, to get my hands on. I still have my GE 300, which Jeanette from Davis passed me. This has been here for almost 3 weeks now. I mean, more than that. Yeah, I still have that. I wanted to do a review of that, but you know, too many things happened, so I kind of like delay on that. But that looks like an interesting, a stripped down version of say a bigger multi effects board like my Helix. My Helix is like, you know, everything that I need is all there. I can do bi-amping. I can do a whole lot of stuff in there. The GE 300 has 2 XLR, which I love because I don't like multi effects board without XLR because it's a hassle to hook it up to a DI, especially if you're going stereo. You need 2 DIs. So with the XLR output there, I think it's a big plus. I'm not sure about the architectural aspect of the GE300. It might have bi-amping, it might not have bi-amping, it might have enough DSP power. I don't know whether they have enough DSP power to have a lot of effects going on one time. So that remains to be seen. And then I had a call from Hot Tone, or Whole Tone. Remember the Ampero? Yeah, so they were telling, they sent me something which is pretty interesting. I'm going to show you later on. And they were telling me about the Ampero Part 2, Ampero 2. And he was saying that, yeah, they've done a lot of improvement on it. They're adding more DSP power. That you're able to do bi-amping right now on the Ampero 2. So I'm looking forward to that. And according to him, that will probably be released around October, late October. Yeah. So, yeah. So, like, in terms of multi-effects, like the camper and all this stuff that we're talking about here, you have to find the one that works for you in the environment they're in. Like, for me, I play a whole lot of shows, and they can range from, you know, from one genre of music to another genre of music, to hard rock, from hard rock to waltz. Right? So I need to find a multi-effects board that is capable of giving me or somewhat endless possibilities of sound. And the Helix for me is the one for me right now, right currently at this moment. And it works for me. It works perfect. It will even be more perfect if I have more more strength to carry another expression pedal for my wah-wah, which I don't use a lot. So that's the thing. So I don't use the wah-wah a lot. So now I can always use the expression pedal, you know, to activate the wah. I just have to tone down, to bring down my guitar volume, and that's about it. I can get by. So the Helix for me is like the winner, the pure winner of everything else. Now the rest of the stuff, like the new X, you know, the MG30, which is really good. My only gripe with it is that not enough buttons. I need more buttons. And I heard that the Head Rush has enough buttons. They have increased, and yeah, so I think that's a good way to go. More buttons so that you have more capabilities to change sounds and to radically switch sounds to sound in a live situation. Yeah. So if this multi effects company do take note, that is what we users want, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it's in China, so I guess, yeah, I was correct, Carl. Now, mind you, the end years are also made in China, so but they're nice. they're nice guitars. You know, I played them yesterday. It was so comfortable to play. It sound great. You know. I'm gonna let you guys, since you guys are here, if you guys are you guys interested in hearing a little clip of or just audio of what we did yesterday? If you are, let me know and I'll play it for you guys. Pooh, I have a video of it on my channel. I believe it was made in Indonesia, but I have no idea exactly where it was. It used stem on the back of his top. Okay, I'll take a look at it. The T10, Timothy. Eastman acoustic guitars, yeah, they're right. They're good. Yeah, you're right. The Eastman acoustic guitars are good. What's the easiest guitar you ever played acoustic? The D18. Oh, so Aaron, you're in Kuantan. Nice. I've been there. Cool. You'll be my tour guide. I'll bring my bike up. I'll bring my bicycle up. You can cycle. What's that? Have some hot soup? Yeah. It's pretty late now. All the processors are really good these days. What should we expect in terms of features in future processors, or have we reached the ultimate processors? I don't think so. The processing power is unlimited in terms of technology because it's going to get better and more powerful as each year goes by. You know, everybody's talking about the new roll, right? Right now, nobody hears anything about it because they couldn't keep up with the production. They couldn't keep up with the demands, and I've yet to try one. So, you can have all these powerful processors in your multi effects, but ultimately, it's the people who are designing the multi effects. They have to be musicians. They have to think like a musician. They have to know what a musician need and want. And that's why the reason I stuck so long with Line 6 people was because of the R&D department. I really absolutely love them because those guys are like, you know, they spend hours in their lab are capturing IRs for different amps and trying to duplicate how an amp would feel, and I just love the dedication since day one, you know. And for them, the way you look at a Helix, it's been designed. It's designed for musicians, you know. It's been designed for guitarists. Now I'm not plugging them because they're a great company or because they were good. They are great to me. I'm not plugging them for that sake. I'm plugging them because this actually works. You know, for my case, it works because I've not used any other brands of multi effects since I started touring back in the early days, right? So it's a testament, you know. Not that I'm someone, but not that I'm somebody, but well, at least I'm talking from experience as a touring musician. To Wachai, how do I feel about the Optimal Air? I have it. Oh, it's not here. Oh, it's okay. I think the concept is there. The concept to be able to change acoustic character of your present guitar. It's interesting, but in practical, it might not seem so obvious, right? There's a whole lot of tweaking that you have to do. There's a whole lot of time spent. And the reason why I have my doubts on it is because every time you play in a gig, the environment changes, you know, the setup changes, and when you're in a gig, you tend not to want to spend too much time on getting the sound. I prefer the what you call it? What's the only effects that I love? Yeah, I prefer the Stageman, right? So I use this for my live gig, and the Stageman is easy because you see, I'm comfortable with my end-ear. I love how my end-ear sound with my RRBX, alright? And this is a great preamp. You know, I couldn't recommend this enough. You know, it's a great preamp. It has built-in reverb and chorus, and it functions as a DI. It's got really, again, great preamp. And there are 3 bands of EQ which you kind of tone, you know, to what you want. There's a notch so you can cut down the feedback. I think that's a great piece of gear, and I'm just waiting for NuX to come out with another version, a newer version. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have a talk with Monk from NuX to kind of tell you what what I think would be great. You know what would be great in this unit? A tuner. Yeah, just a small LED, you know, so that you can actually kind of tune the guitar when you're hitting the mute switch or whatever, you know, and it acts as a all-in-one package, and that would be great. That's the only thing that's lacking. They put a looper there, which I don't think is necessary because you can always get a looper or external looper. So yeah, things that work on stage rather than things that you don't really need. I think the Chinese companies have to understand that, you know, they want to put a lot of things in it. Timothy, I love my LT, but it's time L6 develop a new unit. HX has been around for 6 years. If the engineer tone capture what they already have will be on top of the food chain. Yeah, I'm sure they're working on it. It's just that because of the COVID and the fact that they've been bought over by Yamaha, you know, so it takes a while for them to maybe allocate research funds and stuff like that. So I don't know. So all this corporate stuff is, yeah. Oh, so you guys want to hear it? Okay, wait up. Let me just hook up to my WhatsApp. I'm not too worried about copyright strikes because these are all like just music, you know. So let me just give you a background of what I'm playing for you. This is a song that we are doing this Sunday. And it's really interesting because in the original song, the solo was played by a saxophonist, and I know him very well, Wings. So great saxophonist, you know, a great guy too. And I was listening to the song and I decided, man, that would be a great guitar solo. So I told Jimmy and the other keyboard players that, you know, I won't mind taking that. I really want to take the solo, and yeah, they relented. They agree. So, and I spent a couple of time, a while to work on what I want to play. Where is it now? So let's hear it. Where is it? No sound. Why no sound? Okay. Is it too soft? Again. Yep. Hi, Francis. All right. Yeah. So that's how it went, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. So the fun that we have, when we're doing rehearsal, that's the beauty of being in a band of brothers, that we can just kind of do stuff that we want to do. Yeah. Body rest? No, I've not tried that. But although my body needs a rest. Oh, okay. You use a body rest into a Fishman Platinum DI. Interesting. How are you, Francis? I'm doing good. I have a bit of a sniffle, but it's not the flu. Yeah, I have. My room is pretty cold. It's got a 90s Japanese vibe. Yeah, this song is from the 90s. Yeah, it's from the 90s. It's done original by Andy Lau, the actor Andy Lau. So this is one of his hit songs, and I know some of the musicians that played the original recording. I know Furman Soul, who played the guitar, great guitarist, and Wings, who played the saxophone and the drummer too, and the bassist, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so. Yeah, so what I want to share with you guys was my impression of the guitar, the what you call that, the Fusion 2 Fusion 3, sorry, the sparkling silver guitar. I thought after playing it yesterday, I was actually very impressed with it. I was impressed with it here. That's the reason why I decided not to sell it, because most of the time I get guitars in, and because of the lack of space, I kind of like sell the guitars much later on after I done the review. But I decided to keep it, and I just like the look of it, and it just looks nice on stage with the sparkling silver thing, because it reflects whatever is surrounding. Apart from that, it's the sound. Now it's got like a warmer sound. I'm not gonna call it darker sound. It's like when you call out a chocolate, for example, you don't call it. There's a difference between a dark chocolate and a creamy chocolate, right? So I'm gonna call it creamy instead of dark chocolate, and it's really nice. So I had to tweak a little bit on the amp settings just to get a really nice clean sound, so that it doesn't get too warm. But in terms of the solo sounds, like the clean solo sounds or the distort, man, those sound really good, and it holds its weight. And playability is easy to play. I took out the 2-string trees, which I was talking about in the video, which I think was redundant because it doesn't have to be there, and I was right, it doesn't have to be there. So now that I'm keeping the guitar, I'm going to find a way to plug up those two holes, those 2 holes, and see whether Wayne has a paint, similar to his stock, so I can kind of like skewer it, and that would be great, right? As far as mods are concerned, I'm not going to do anything because it has stainless steel, and jumbo frets and stuff like that. Pickups are fine, they work. The only mod that I'm thinking of is probably the Vega Tram, which is on its way. It will probably arrive next week, so I'm going to install that in. The only mod I'm thinking about is whether should I put 2 toggle switch somewhere in the guitar, so that or maybe, I don't know, maybe I like the idea of a split call, but I want to make it such a way that when I'm splitting the call, I'm not going to lose too much volume, and I want to have the options of me like just splitting call on the first pickup, so likely 2 toggle switch, so I can decide which set of humbuckers I'm going to split, and that will give me more sounds. But even if I do that, it's useless, because if the volume differences is a lot, then there's no point. So I'm kind of talking to Wayne and see what he can do. Just see what my options are. So that's for the Harley Benton Sparkling Fusion 3, which I think is a great guitar. Yeah, and I just love the neck. The neck looks so good, and it plays really well. It's just easy, The other mod that I'm really excited about is come next Tuesday, David's Guitar Jeanette has informed me that there are a couple of stocks from the new guitars for Schecters, and I've ordered a Pasadena pickup for my orange Nick Johnston, because I wanted to change the last pickup to a. All right, Aaron, you take care. Yeah, I want to change the last pickup to a humbucker, so I decided to get a Pasadena. But I guess Jeanette ordered the whole set, meaning I have 2 Pasadena single coil and a Pasadena plus humbucker, which is fine, So yeah, and a pick guard, So that's great. So I'm just waiting for that mod to happen, because that is a major mod on the Schecter, the orange Schecter, the Nick Johnson, because not only do I change the pickups, but I'm going to get Wayne to install lumen inlays, fret inlays, and take out, or maybe not take out, but maybe, I don't know what it's going to do, but on the fretboard stuff. So because I was always complaining I couldn't see the dot markers on the fretboard, and that would be a major mod for me, because then the guitar will be totally usable. And I got myself like orange cables, I was standing by. And I think I ordered an orange strap too from Jeanette, so I'm just waiting for that to come. Yeah, so I can't wait to tour with this guitar, because I'm supposed to go on tour. We're supposed to go on tour in January, so hopefully that will come true. And then the orange Nick Johnson guitar will be the main guitar they're going to use for tour. Now, why not the Jack Fowler? And why not the Harley Benton Fusion III? Why not? Because those shoes are humbuckers, and I need the single coils for some of the stuff that some of the songs in the repertoire that I'm doing for the tour. There's like some funky stuff, and I need the spank of a Strat. So that's the reason why. All right. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Okay. Where was I? Steve Jojo, I was just typing this. Well, Chris, if you have any plans on changing the inlays? No, Carl, I don't. Where you from, Carl? Where you from? Is that euros or pounds? Sometimes I get mistaken. We don't usually tour in Europe. We do tours in the States. There are plans to go to England, which I'm waiting. There are plans to go to Canada, which I'm also waiting. I love Canada. There's also plans to go to Australia. So I don't know how this pan out because of the COVID. We had a whole tour going planned, back in 2019, the tail end of 2009. So we did our show in Vegas and Atlantic City, and we were supposed to continue the tour, but COVID happened. So yeah, you're from Wales. Awesome. All right, Carl. It's great to know that you're from Wales. I had a student he's originally from Greek, from Greece. He's a Greek, but he was working in London. So I was teaching him for a while through Zoom. Yeah, he was based in London for a while. T. Jackson, you should try the blue guitar M1 Mercury. It sounds awesome. Thank you, brother. M. All right, okay, I'll check it out. That'll be nice. Francis, if you want a pickup that gives you a huge amount of tone choice, you should check out the SDP rails. I put that in my MP339. Love it. Single coil humbucker in Pararoses. Good lord. And P90s. Nice. Well, okay. Now that's the other thing that's just me. At the same time, I want to have all these tones at my fingertips, but at the same time, I'm actually a simple guy, and I don't want things to be too complicated. I remember there's one time when Wayne did a mod for me, and I had like three rails. What do you call it? The ones from this company. They're like humbuckers, in the single coil format. I had 3 of them in my Japanese Strat, and he gave me a whole lot of options to push, pull, and to change. And if I'm not mistaken, I had like within the 3 pickups with all the 5-way switch, I have a lot of tone selection, but it got too complicated for me. So it was like a bit overwhelming, and so I had it all changed again to EMG. So now I have the EMG Vinskill on them, which is simpler because I have the SPC. That's fine. That works fine. So yeah. So I'm weird that way. But thanks, Francis, for that introduction. Ricky Flapper Bye. Jonathan, do you study jazz? Also, do you like split call and what string gauge? Good lord. I know I don't study jazz. I don't study at all. I'm not theologically trained. Theory trained, not theologically trained. Theory trained in music. I don't read. I read charts, but not lines and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a miracle that I'm doing recording sessions back in the days. But then again, in recording sessions, you don't probably a lot of work are done without reading because they want you to have your own input. They want to see and hear what you have to offer on the table. So that's where I guess my strength is back then, still is. But there are times when I need to play like lines, so I have to like listen to it and kind of catch it. And I'm pretty fast, so it didn't take too much effort. But if I were to work with a producer who's like that would be bad. Yeah, that would really be bad. I'll probably get fired in the first hour. So yeah. So second question: do I like split call? Yes and no. I find that split calls are a good. We were talking about that earlier on. It's a good option to have, but most of the time I don't use them. I don't use them. I'll probably use them for like my single humbucker, right? So yeah, which reminds me of Nick Johnston. I'll probably try to find a way for Dwayne to see if it's possible to split call that Pasadena Plus pickup. That would really be nice. So I have that single, right? Yeah. Thank you for reminding me that. Yeah, that's a good option to have. Yeah, so I like split call in that sense, right? But not. I don't like split call when it comes to drop in volume. That is a turn off for me. And that always like, yeah, I would have negative vibes about that because I know that if I want a split call, I activate, I push pull, it's gonna drop in volume. I don't like that. Yeah. What's the other question you have? What string gauges do I use? 010s on electric, or 012s on my N-ear, and 013s on my D35, my Martin D35. For recording, I'll use the 13s. For live, I'll use 12. Yeah. Carl, well, if you ever come to England, be sure to come and watch your gigs. Aw, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, I will let you guys know if I'm down in England. A couple of British friends over here, so that'll be great. It'll be great to like catch up with you guys and see you guys face to face over a pint of beer. A pint, right? That'll be nice. Head out to the pub. Yeah. Francis, if you get the SD pickup reel, it has a switching system which is easy. If you want, I can make a video to show how easy. Oh, I've been there, Francis. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Yeah, I did the I had experiences with the Seymour Duncan reels. They work. Like I said, if I have two pickups, yeah. If the guitars have two pickups, then probably I can just use them for different configurations. But with three pickups, like in a normal Strat, and if they're all reels, wow, it's nice to have the options. But like I said, sometimes when you're playing live, you don't want to have too much options because you'll be like and then sometimes you forget to switch back, and that's bad. Ricky, what? Thanks for going over you. All right. What? Yeah, I missed your question. What was your question? It happens, so don't take offense over this because sometimes I miss questions. Once the questions starts coming and I'm answering them, sometimes I miss them. So if you take offense in that, then I'm too sorry for that. If you offended, so be it. Oh, you did. So I did answer your question. Oh, for going over with you. Sorry, I thought you were offended. Sorry, scrap what I said. Michael Fragment, Jonathan, your hair has gone gray very quickly. Are you worried about something? Please forgive my impotence. No. My hair has been gray since the age of 40. Yeah, and the problem is that it was gray in certain patches, so I had to have my hair down in different colors so that I could tour and do what I have. And I've been dyeing my hair all these years, which is bad for your body. Right, or the toxin. So I guess back in 2019, till end of 2019, after I finished that tour, before COVID happens, I decided, and I said, I'm not gonna dye my hair anymore. And my wife said, yeah, don't do it. Let your hair just be naturally white. It's a different kind of look. So I said, okay. So it's been like that ever since. We all worry. I'm one of the most. I'm one of those guys who worry a lot, or worry a whole lot. There are guys who are optimists. I'm a pessimist. It's good and bad. Good and bad. I've been disappointed in life so many times that I don't take things for granted. I don't take whatever has been spoken to me for granted. I don't have high hopes on promises anymore. Yeah, you could probably say I'm jaded, but that's how it is after 60 years. Yeah, after going through stuff like people will promise you dates and gigs and stuff and work and opportunities, and never they came true. So you get disappointed one after the other over the course of all these years, and you kind of like okay, that's enough. Whatever whatever. You can make all sort of promises and all sort of stuff, but I just when the shit hits the fan, we'll see what happens. All right, so Hendrik, what's your favorite guitar right now? Right now, my two Nick Johnston. Yeah, these are my favorite guitars. Not guitars. Because basically they are the same guitar because they share the same neck, but different bodies, different pickups. They sound different. Mm-hmm. So for 2 years, what 2 years? What 2 years, Carl? What do you mean? You meant my hair just went white over 2 years? No. Like I said, it started going gray from the age of 40. I got you, Ricky. Sorry. I got you. We're cool. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carl. Digital or analog? Timothy. Yeah, that's kind of funny though. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I mean, it should work both ways. The thing that makes me realize that, dude, you are old is when the hair in your nose starts going white. And I first discovered it back in like when I was 45 or something, or 50s, and I go, oh man, I'm old. That's the first thing that hit you. The white hair, that's normal because I have friends who have white hair at the age of 18. Some as young as 15, they have white hair, and I contribute that to genetics, So, but for you yourself, when you look at, oh man, that's a realization that ages catch up on you. Digital analog, Hendrik, what do you mean? In terms of effects? Well, I know. Okay, I'm supposed to show you guys something, but it's easy to take out. There's this thing. This is from Whole Tone. So that's an interesting question that you put forth. Analog or digital? I love my multi effects. Right, I love we were talking about this Helix, right? I love my multi effects. The digital domain works perfectly for me with IRs and whatever, tone capture and all that stuff. It works for me. But once in a while, I like to go back to the analog stuff, like this origin effects, this what you call it, this RD, which is a revival drive, and the hot rod. I love this pedal so much because it's something organic that I can feel. It's something different about that, And the other one is the Cali 76 stack. These are all like really usable, and I plan to have it on my desk, on my table here, so that I could just plug it in and go directly to my door and play it like how I would do, with the amp, or hook up to the amp here, which I have a way to hook up and not kill my neighbors with, not drown them out, and terrorize them with the sure amount of volume. I like that, because I'm in an environment where I can do this. But in terms of stage, I would not bring this along because it's too cumbersome. This weighs a lot. Imagine the amount of stuff that I need. My rack would be like real big, and I don't want that. So it's only for this room. So yeah. It's okay, Kyle. Steve, you're a barber. Okay, I've seen it personally in 30. I'm 34, and in front of my hairline is going vivid white. But it's pretty cool too because you have like a kind of a Cruella effect. Like you have white here and then you have black, which is pretty nice. And especially the sideburns are all white. That's pretty cool. I mean, you Caucasians, you guys have that, that jawline and that look, the angular look. It looks nice on you guys. But for Asians, it's kind of freaky because oh man, I'm having stitches on my side. Alright, so what well, I can't pronounce your name. Okay. Peace to you, brother. I can't pronounce your name properly. Sorry. Ricky, all your programs are important to me. Would you play what? We're waiting by Boss Gags. We'll see. Where you from, Ricky? Ricky Flapper Blade. Where you from? Hi, Jackie. How are you? I presume you're from Singapore? Francis, small and light equipment is the way to go. It's easy in the back. Yeah, right? But the Helix weighs a ton. And that's why I got that case with the wheels on there. That helps a whole lot. That's why you tend to keep. Yeah, it looks fine, Steve. I'm sure it looks fine. You rather have white hair than no hair? It's true. Yeah, as you grow up, your hair starts to grow up. As you grow old, your hair starts to thin, and yeah. So this is from Whole Tone. This is a very interesting product. I've not yet done a review on this. I thought it's pretty cool. It's a expression pedal and a wah at the same time, and you can do a whole lot of stuff with it because it has like multiple connections. I find it really nice and nifty. It's got a alright, keep the moisture out. So let's see what it does. It has a tuner out. Alright, so you have a guitar input. Okay, let's just go for the input first. On the right hand side you have the input, and then you have a 9 volt. So this does not run on battery, unfortunately. Does it run on battery? Maybe it does. It probably have a compartment here where I can put in a 9 volt. That'd be cool. And then you have a mode switch where you can choose from volume to wah or volume and wah, in which case there's a switch here where you can depress, and then it just acts like normal the expression pedals that we all know. And then on the wah you have a selection of warm or classic, so wah 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 wah. So and then you have the Q. There's a knob for the Q, so you can kind of like dial into that frequency that you want to enhance. You want to feature. That's pretty cool. So it basically is a volume and a wah pedal, analog wise. Now you have the output where you have a tuner out, and then the output, the analog output out, and you also have an expression pedal out, in which case you can hook this up to, say, my Line 6 Helix, and this will become a secondary expression pedal, where I can use this primary as, depending on what you set on your Helix. You can set it as a wah, you can set it as a parameter to kind of like adjust the level of your delay, or the amount of feedback, or the level of your incredible Strymon kind of reverb effect. So there's a whole lot of possibilities there, and I find it to be really well designed. I mean, all this configuration in one pedal is pretty something. So yeah, I just can't wait to try this later on. I mean, next week. Cool. Fabio. Hey, come sta? Ciao. I've seen you test some HP. How do you find the neck of the Telecaster models? In particular, the 20HH. So, well, it's nice, but because I tried these are the cheaper ones, right? This is like really inexpensive guitars from Harley Benton, which I think is great for beginners. Like I said, I quote beginners. There's certain things about these guitars that are lacking. Certain things are okay, they're fine. The neck is kind of it has this wood called amaranth, and I remember vividly that after playing those guitars, my fingertips will all go black. But I guess that would just kind of fade after playing it for a long time. And probably if you clean the fretboard with wood soap, you'll probably go away. But the neck is pretty comfortable. Yeah. So if you're asking about how I feel about the neck, yeah, I find it they're nice. All right, Ricky. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Short-term memory loss. Yeah, you told me that you're from Michigan. Yeah, it's nice. So Fabio, it's nice. It's buono. Yeah, the neck is buono. Carl, I'm curious to know what I think of the quality of life in Singapore. Dude, you're so good. Lord, Carl, you're so deep. You ask all the interesting questions, which I like. The quality of life in Singapore, and what culture country would you like to live in the most if you were ever to migrate? It's an interesting question, because from young, Singaporeans are more or less influenced by the Western cultures. Basically, the American culture. We listen to American music. We watch American TV programs, and the British. Likewise, we watch all the British programs. Remember this Black and White Minstrel, which is considered racial these days, but back then it was a nice variety program. And Benny Hill, was it Benny Hill? I love him. And British music, right? So we are more or less heavily influenced by the Western culture. But at the same time, because of our founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, even though he was educated in England, he has a strong Chinese, how should we call it, a belief that that we should be who we are, regardless of our race, whether you're Indian or whether you're Malay, that we should stick to our culture, and that's why he frowned upon long hair, rock music. Until today, it's still, there's still repercussions from what he disliked. To him, arts are like orchestral music, chamber music, even cultural music like the Chinese orchestra or the Malay ethnic orchestra or the Indian orchestra. These for him, and paintings, these are considered art. But in terms of rock music, no. Fun fact, do you know that Kitaro, the Japanese orchestrator, Kitaro, who has long flowing hair, he was banned from Singapore. He was on his way to Singapore to have a concert, and plane touchdown, he wasn't allowed to leave the plane unless he cut his hair. So Kitaro-san went back to Japan. Yeah. So that was the culture that I lived in. But in terms of your question, the quality of life in Singapore is, to me, excellent. It's not perfect though. It's great. It's a good country to stay. There are a lot of old folks here who are still working, which is not good. I've been around the world. I travel extensively. I've seen old folks like they retire early, like 60. They're like out in the park playing chess, playing with their grandchild or going cycling. You see all these pot-bellied 50, 60 years old, having the time of their life in retirement. But in Singapore, I still see folks who are like 70 still working, like wiping off tables, working in McDonald's, and stuff like that. And you might want to answer, and you might want to question me why. Pray tell why. The answer is really simple: is that the young ones have neglected to take care of their parents. But I guess the same happens to the West, because kids move out by the age of 21, they are kicked out of the house, and but in Singapore it's the same thing. But somehow there's a whole lot of cases where children just neglected their parents, and not enough care was given, or not enough money was given to them, so they had to fend a living for themselves. Well, I'm not saying this happened to all families, but apparently there are a lot of cases like that. And I had to make a conscious effort, and there was once I have 3 kids, right? So my 2 girls, one is 30, the other one is 28, and another one is 21. So I told my wife back a couple of years ago, I said, look, darling, we got to take care of ourselves in our old age, and make sure that we have enough funds for ourselves, and that we are able to live life comfortably when we are in our 70s, and not to depend too much on the kids, because like I said, I'm a pessimist. So I don't want to, even though I know they love us and I love them, but who knows what the future will bring. So they may have children, they may have difficulties on their own end, they might not be able to take care of us, who knows. So, but they all say shit happens, right? So you never be prepared enough to face. So I told my wife, I said, we got to take care of our health. We really got to watch what we eat and how we live our lives, so that we don't come into complications in our later years. So that and I have to plan like finances. There's enough finances for us to live comfortably and not to be dependent. Apart from that, Singapore is a nice place to stay. We have affordable food. The government is pretty stable in all ways. A bit on the hard side sometimes, but they have how should we call that, simmered down through years. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I travel extensively, so every time I come back home, I feel good. So in answer to your question, Carl, I love my country. I love Singapore a lot. So when I come back home, I just feel like it's great to be in Singapore. I can walk around in the neighborhood at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I could go around cycling and not be afraid of being mugged. That's a plus for me. I don't smell urine in our train station. I don't smell urine anywhere in public. I don't get like real like racial things happening. We during this 2 years of COVID, we've seen some outbursts here and there, especially for people who are drunk, and some who are not happy because they have some psychological effect, the fact that they are cooped in the house. So some of them, we have isolated cases like this. But when I traveled like to the States, right at the get-go of the immigration, I'm facing a whole lot of crap, and that's one thing that I just detest, because you are retired after a long flight, and then you have to face the custom, the immigration officer who are really nasty, and that just kills your entire trip. And that happened to me a couple of times, which I didn't relish. UK is good though. I went to UK a couple of times. It's fine. The custom there are pretty polite. Polite people. Europe is fine. I went to Italy. I went to it's fine. They are human enough, I guess. But every country has its own thing. So in answer to your question, I hope I answered your question. And which country would I like to live? At one time, I was thinking about Italy because I love the food there. But then I'm going like, dude, if I were there, I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff. I don't know. I probably would not want to live anywhere else other than Singapore. I guess I won't move, unless I have a huge chunk of money, like inheritance, a couple of million, that I could have a summer home in Italy. I could have a winter home in Vancouver or Nova Scotia. That sounds good, and probably I don't know. Yeah, but I'd rather stay at home. Okay. Moving on. So where we are, Boss MS3 has slowly replaced pretty much every pedal of mine except for my Angry Driver. Cool. Cool. Fate Voices looks small enough to keep a pedal board to decent size. Yes, I believe so. You're talking about this pedal, right? Yeah, small enough. I asked BC, I'm a student nurse, and one day I may wish to nurse abroad, so I'm always interested in other cultures. Oh, you asked because you're a student nurse. That's great, but you won't know how a culture is until you spend a certain amount of time in that country. Let me just answer this question by James first. James, what's the most impressive piece of gear you have tried lately? Most impressive piece of gear is the Cali 76 stack from Origin Effects. That's the most impressive piece of gear I've tried, which I absolutely love. Yeah. Right. So coming back to you, Carl. Like take for example, China, for example. The Chinese people has always been misunderstood. Well, I'm Singaporean Chinese, so I'm not really Chinese. We had so many take about Chinese in mainland because of the way they talk. They were boisterous, they're noisy, but we all look at them that way. But I spent a lot of time in China doing missions and my gigs. I do a lot of shows there, and I have relationships with the Chinese people, whether they are artists or the backline workers or engineers or musicians, and I love them. The Chinese people are more true than most of the people that I've ever met. They might be boisterous just because of the way they were living. They back then they used to stay in like villages. They have villages instead of the apartment blocks that's rampant these days, because China is building huge amounts of apartment blocks, and because the country is affluent these days, they can afford like condominiums and stuff like that. But back in the days, they were all living in villages where there's a close-knit neighborhood, and people would shout out in the morning, "Hey, like, Carl, have you eaten your breakfast yet? Have you had your breakfast, buddy?" And he would shout back, "Yes, I just had my coffee," and they would converse that way. So when I see like elderly Chinese in the airport, I kind of understood, okay, that's where the culture was at. So some of them had a hard time in transiting from that culture to the modern culture, so they talk really loud. Some people might find offense in it, but not me anymore, because I kind of understood where they are from. And they have great personalities. The Chinese people, they respect their elders. They respect elders in form of seniority. In like, for example, me, when I go up to do gigs, they respect me for who I am, and they call me like teacher, 老师. And there was one time when I was crossing the road in Beijing, because I was going to I had dinner with the band and was walking back to my hotel. So my drummer was kind of like parked in the hotel. So basically the whole band was there, and they were crossing the road. I was shocked when the drummer took hold of my hand and said, "Teacher, let me bring you across the road." And I'm going like, "Dude, I'm not that old." So he held my hand and crossed the road. I was touched. I was going like, this will never happen anywhere else, not even in Singapore, not even at home. My kids don't even do that to me. So the amount of, that's the difference between the Chinese people, and a lot of people don't see it that way. And for me, from Singapore, working there, for extended periods of time, I get to see the real nature of that. Well, obviously there are bad Chinese too. Every country has, bad apples. I'm not saying all Chinese people are good. I'm not saying all Caucasian people are bad. There are nice American dudes out there which I call my friends. There are nice Europeans which I call my brothers and friends too. But generally, they are nice. They're nice people. Anyway, moving on. Which guitarists do I admire the most? There are a whole lot of them. A lot of them. Admire the most, probably Jay Graydon, because Jay Graydon is not only just a guitarist, he's a producer, sings really well, songwriter, incredible songwriter, engineer, right? So I respect him a whole lot. Timothy, how's the Silver Sparkle HB set? No, I just shared what you weren't paying attention, Timothy. I was just sharing about what I felt during the rehearsal yesterday. I love it. Yep. Thanks for trying. It's a creative vernacular for all humanities thinking that theorize reality independently as one. Good Lord, that's one mouthful. Okay, thank you for that. Super Pete, how old were you when you started playing guitar, and why did you start playing guitar? Chicks, man, it's all about the chicks. No. Is it? Partly, maybe, I don't know. I was 14 or 15 when I started playing guitar, and I was from an all-boys school, so there were no chicks involved. I predominantly started playing guitar to learn how to sing the songs that I love, and I started with learning chords so that I can back myself. I used to love John Denver. I used to love Jose Feliciano. I used to love all these old cats, America. One of my favorite songs was Sandman, which is easy to play A minor, right? And I want to learn to accompany myself when I'm singing, so that's the reason why I first started playing. Yeah, and then it kind of like snowballed from there. Hi Leth, how are you? Neracynthia. What is that? Neracynthirax. Therex. Thank you for twisting my mouth in this early morning. Carl, that was a beautiful insight, even though slightly concerning. I like to think that Singapore government paid the citizens a decent pension. There's no pension. We are fortunate in the UK. There's no, UK you have free healthcare, right? I know Italy have free healthcare. Singapore has no free healthcare. We have subsidized healthcare, which is a whole lot of difference. And we have like a central provident fund where wherever you earn, the company will pay a certain amount, certain percentage, and you have to contribute a certain percentage to this fund that's been held by the government. So that's why it's called the central provident fund. And you cannot draw this money out, until a certain age. So we had a lot of hoo-ha about this because the age kept on like extended. The age limit kept on extending. But I think it's kind of settled down at the age. But there were a whole lot of controversies about that. But it's basically what you do. If you're working for a company, guys like me who are self-employed, we don't have this. We don't have this CPF thing. We have to contribute to our MediSave, which is another a part of the CPF, a part of fund where it's just concerns Medicare. Like if you go into a hospital, you can tap out some of the funds from there, and I have to contribute them voluntarily every year. So that's the difference. In as far as I know, in Taiwan, free healthcare. Even if you have cancer, free healthcare. The government will take care of you. Singapore, no. You have to come up with the money. You can draw out from your MediSave, and then once you're dispensed with all that, that's it. I'm not saying the government is bad, but there are certain things that it could be better, and I think they don't want. I think the main idea is not to have the citizens of Singapore taking advantage of it, but then again, they should think about the older folks, and that's why older folks are still working, because they have to make sure they have enough funds to take care of themselves when they're ill or when they're sick. So there's a saying in Singapore that don't get sick, don't get cancer, don't get terminal illnesses, because that's it. So yeah, something to think about. Ricky, Jonathan, can you play Give Me the Goods by Boss Gags of Down? You know what, Ricky? I love Boss Gags. Hey, alright, Francis, you take care. Yeah, you take care. I love Vasquez, and I will never cover any of his songs because it's so hard to cover. He's got this unique voice, and I don't like doing a cover of a song that I have the utmost respect, which I want to retain. Yeah, so I hope you understand that. Timothy Matthew, not a winter home on Nova Scotia, be frozen. So what do you recommend? A spring home? That sounds great. Yeah, spring in Nova Scotia, summer. Maybe not summer in Italy. It gets pretty hot. Maybe summer, maybe autumn in Italy, especially in Sicily, Taormina. Oh, nice. Or maybe summer in Taormina in Sicily. That would be nice. Autumn in Canada. And winter in Singapore. Yeah, where it's not so cold. But, I like winter. I like snow. So, probably winter in Switzerland. That's nice. It's a nice thought. Yeah. Carl Jones, do you enjoy that? Thank you. You are very charismatic in the way you tell stories. Thank you, Carl. Doing well, so just stay indoors on a warm day with a Gretsch semi-hollow in my hands. Cool. If you were to choose one pickup, Jonathan, what would... One pickup? One pickup? Okay, I can honestly tell you that I'm not really too particular about what pickup that I'm using. For me, it's a whole package. The guitar, the pickups, the wood, the neck. It's all in one. So I could play any guitar with any pickups. Actually, I have no preference for any particular pickups. Yeah. Summer in Nova Scotia. Okay, whatever you say, man. If I can get my ass down, yeah, it'll be fun. And you can bring me around. Summer in Nova Scotia. I spent autumn in Ottawa, in Canada. Ottawa. I love it. I just love the colors in Ottawa. So we did a tour back in 2000, all across Canada, and it was beautiful. Yeah. Not when you have freezing rain and slip on your ass. Every now and then I will take up this, and I will take a look at this pedal, and I will just admire it because of the engineering that goes into this. Right? It's so well built that, yeah, and it has that famous orange knobs. There's all these all metal chases and stuff. And I go like, dude, this is one beautiful pedal. Yeah, anyway, so when it comes to pedals, analog, there's certain things that I like, certain things I don't like. I love the Nuix stuff. I've been using the Nuix compressor for a bit, the Masumi, which I find is really good because it has a booster in it, but it's very different from the Kali 76 because of the way it is. It's a different compressor altogether. Oh, really? Cool. Oh, really? Colder than Moscow. Leif, you should try autumn in Central Oregon. Really? Yeah. There are places that I want to go, that I want to visit. I didn't have a chance to. I always wanted to go to Connecticut, and I did because I went to Mohegan Sun. I played a gig there. Love it. I love the surroundings, the pine trees and stuff like that. Yeah, I love it. Wish I could spend more time there. I would love to visit North Carolina because my cousin stays there with her husband. That'll be a nice place to go. I love to go to Nashville. There's so many places I want to go. I want to head out to Texas again. I've been to Texas, uh, but places to go. Whether you have the opportunity to do it, that's another thing. Yeah, I'm sure it's the same for you guys. I'm sure you guys are, seeing what happens in Singapore and what happens in Asia, the amount of food that we have here, the culture differences, and colorful cultures in India, yeah, and yeah, I'm sure you guys want to go there and try it. But for me, like air travel is not cheap, right? So to head on to a place like Italy is it's not going to happen to me. It's because of this ministry thing that I had to do because we were ministering to the Chinese churches. Okay, can you beat that? The Chinese churches in Italy. That's why I had the chance to go up there twice. And I love it. I absolutely love it because our host was so generous. They were so kind to us. Brought us everywhere. I met a couple of Italians there, and I met a brother there who I absolutely adore. Italian brother. Well, he's basically Italian American, but and yeah, it's great. But for me to travel, financially, it's not viable. I would love to bring my wife along, but financially, it's not viable because we don't earn enough. It's not that I'm earning a whole lot of money. There's some of us who earns a lot of money, but I'm not. And especially in this COVID situation, there are a lot of stuff that I'm not able to do. There's no income coming in. Basically, not my usual income. So we'll see. All right, Timothy. Okay, I'll hold you to that. Claude, hey, hi, how are you? Yes, I've taken 2 jabs, so I might be out for a booster shot. Come December when I travel. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I have a booster shot in Sinovac because we're going to China, and we heard there's a whole lot of crazy stuff that I'm hearing from China right now. One thing is that they're going to ban a lot of these programs that are in television right now because the Chinese government have decided to cut off any addiction to screen time, which is true because I've been in China, like I said, and all the youths and even young and the adults, they will be looking at their phones, and they'll be watching programs, they're watching talk shows and basically everything on their handphones, or they'll be addicted to it. And computer games, yeah, the young ones are so addicted to computer games that the Chinese government, can you beat that? The Chinese government is limiting playtime, computer games time to 3 hours every weekend. Only on weekends. No games during weekdays. So that's what they're trying to implement. I don't know how they're going to do it, right? But that's what they are setting as a rule in China right now. And the other rule is they're going to take away a lot of talk shows where it features unscrupulous selling of items or stocks and shares or whatever, and programs that flaunt wealth and lifestyles. So the government has decided these are not healthy for the public, so they're going to scrap all that. So who knows what's going to happen? There's a whole lot of change going on in China. So yeah, I'm kind of keeping tabs on it too. No, I have not. Super Pete. Lincoln Brewster is a great guitarist. Yeah. No, I have not. I have not tried any of his guitars in Fender. Yeah. And I don't think so. I have opportunity to do that because Fender is handled by Band Lab in Sweden, so they have to decide which guitar they would want me to review. So it's up to them basically. Claude, when are you heading to China? No quarantine needed in China. Well, we're hoping that there will be this agreement with the Chinese government between Singapore and China, where we can actually go up there in a bubble, so that we don't have to get quarantine, because it doesn't make sense to do a show in China and being quarantined 2 weeks there and 2 weeks back home. So that's a month wasted in a hotel room in isolation, which nobody wants. So we're just waiting upon the situation and see how it's going. So hopefully the two governments will decide on the agreement that we would just go up there, and as long as we have been vaccinated, we have proof of that, and maybe a swab test or two, and then it'll be fine. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Yes, not a cold. I sniffle because of the aircon, the air conditioning. Yeah, it's blowing directly at me, and yeah, I'm feeling a bit tired. So no, don't worry, it's not a COVID. Michael, how about amplifiers? I've owned so many amplifiers over the last 4 years. I presently own a JCM 2000 and an old Marshall 1977 Master Volume Great amplifiers. Cool. My favorite, JCM 800, the old ones. Yeah, JCM 800 and the Fender Hot Rod DeVille. I would love the Michael Landau's signature amp. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. I'm sure it sounds great. But these are my two favorite amps. I haven't tried the orange yet, so I might have an opportunity to do it. So we'll see. Claude, great. Hopefully it will be filmed and posted online. Dying to see your shows. Well, you can actually see some of it in some of my live vlog and live. There's a playlist that I have in my channel where you can actually see how it's like, during our live performances. Yeah. Take 2 aspirins to call in the morning. I'll call in the morning without the aspirin. Oh, forgot to tell you. Remember my friend Wayne? Yeah, he just built a guitar, a Relic Telecaster, which I'm going to review soon. You guys want to see it? If you guys want to see it, I'll go and get it because it's in my living room. Let me know. Mesa Boogie. No, not really. They sound way better than Fenders. Well, depending on which Fender amps you're talking about, you just cannot compare them wholesale. So, for me, the twin reverb sounds great. Like I said, the DeVille Hot Rod sounds great. So it depends on which are you comparing to. The Mesa Boogies have different characteristic to it. Yeah, I love it. It has a nice mid-range character to it, which I dig, which I totally, especially on the high gain, and I find it to be really warm and creamy. Now I was talking earlier on about dark chocolate and creamy chocolate. Yeah, so that's the thing. There are amps that are dark sounding, just dark sounding, and there are amps that are creamy sounding. So there's a whole lot of difference. Leith, you're right. You're considering a short scale bass guitar for recording. Have you tried one before? No, I have not. Yeah, I've not. You're what? You're using a Fender 65? Alright, nice. Right, that's a nice amp. The Fender Deluxe are great amps. They're great solid amps. They give you a solid bass for your pedals, and that's why I love them so much. The Fender Deluxe, the twin reverbs, all these, and the stage, and there's another one, Stage Man, if I'm not mistaken. That's great. Those are great amps. Stage Master, is that what it's called? I forgot. Let me check real quick. So before I give you guys the wrong model. It's taking forever to load. Where is it? Uh-huh. What is this? Hold on. Don't save. What model is this? Which model is this? Sorry if I'm mumbling away. Okay, so it's oh man, where are we? So the Fender Deluxe is one of them I like. The twin reverb, right? And then the silver tone, yeah, that's the one. I love the silver tones too. Great amps. How many guitars do I have in my collection? Too many. Yeah, it's reaching the 40s right now. I think somehow along the way. Yeah. And you've been wondering, where in the world did John hide his guitars? Everywhere, every corner I have a guitar stash. Michael, you mentioned on one of your videos that you love G&L guitars. I own an American Legacy Special. I bought it in Utrecht, Holland, about 30 years ago. Wow. Which model do I love the most? I guess my Blues Boy. Right now, yeah. I used to love the Comanche, like, crazy. I really love the Comanche a lot. But lately, I find that the Blues Boys has taken prominence to it, just because it's so easy to play and it's so pretty. Yeah, it's a real pretty guitar, and I like the sound of the humbuckers, in the neck position. So it's a great guitar. You have 24 right now. Cool. Keep at it. There was a period of time where I sold a lot of my guitars away. And I regret it because I shouldn't have sold some of those guitars because they're really good guitars. But then, those were different times when I needed cash. So, yeah. Which guitar brand would you say you prefer the most in terms of quality, craft, and sound? For me right now is a how should we say, the G&Ls are pretty like solid brand because they have great quality. They have consistency in the production of guitars. The Schecters, I'm very impressed with the Schecters or the ESP guitars because they make really great guitars, especially the ESP Japanese made guitars, right? Fenders, I've lost kind of lost track with Fender USA, but I love the Fender Japan models, which I think are lovely guitars. What else? Gibson, I just lost touch with Gibson a long time ago. Music Man, Ernie Ball Music Man is another brand that I really am impressed with. I think that the guitars are like really good. Right? What's about? King Chan. Thank you so much. Welcome. Where are you from, King Chan? Are you from Hong Kong or from Singapore? Claude, for effects, seems a lot of pros are using X3 by Fractal. Did you try that before? Yes, I did. I didn't like it. I guess it's a matter of taste. There are a whole lot of professionals that uses Line 6 stuff, the Helix, like me. Some of them prefer the Fractal, the FM. right? And some prefer the Kemper. So there are a whole lot of brands out there. So it's up to you to choose. You can't even afford to think about Gibsons. I know what you mean. Gene K, hey hi. Do you think CJ will get even better? I think predominantly all the Chinese guitar brands are gonna get better in the years to come. Their production is like top notch even as we speak. I tried that the art guitars. I tried some of the guitars that are made in China by Grassroots, ESP Grassroots. They are well made. The frets are all tapered. Really nice. The fret work and the neck, everything is. It's gone are the days where you have inferior guitars from Japan, from China. See, that's how close they are to Japan right now. The quality has improved, but then again, you might just pick up a lemon and go ballistic about it. But for most of the guitars that I've reviewed so far from Japan, including the Grassroots from ESP, some of the guitars from Art and Anir makes really nice acoustic guitars, and these are all made in China, and they're of very high quality. Yeah. So yes, I think Suji will get better in time to come. You're thinking of getting a Harley Benton? Which in general would you recommend? If I were you, I would just get the Fusion series. Yeah, regardless of which you want, which model you want. But any of the Fusion series will do fine. You can have a choice between a hardtail or the one with a tremolo arm, because they have very good tremolo arm system. Actually, I'm using that Sparkle, the Fusion 3 for my live stream, and I'm using the stock Wilkinson bridge, which I find is okay because I don't do a whole lot of dive bombing in this gig, so it works fine. But I wanted something that I'm comfortable with, and as far as I'm concerned, the Wilkinson bridge does work. It does its work. It's set up properly. I got it set up properly. I'm able to do the stuff that I want to do, but I'm just thinking that I want to keep this guitar for a long term, probably tour this guitar. So I'm so used to the Vegatram, and Vegatram is so nice to me. So they decided to give me send me a satin Vegatram to match the silver color of the guitar. So I thought that's great. It's awesome. So yeah, I will probably change that to a Vegatram pretty soon by next week. Yes, King Chen. Yes, that's me. So 香港人你好。Every time I watch one of Jonathan's review, I want to buy another guitar. Then I remember that I will never be able. Nah, we all improve in our playing as we go along. I hit a plateau back in the year 2000. That's where I started selling a lot of my guitars, because you remember the whole episode where the CD market crashed. Albums weren't selling because there were Napsters and MP3s and the whole MP3 down free downloads and stuff like that. And then iTunes came along, so CD sales was suffering like crazy. So the record companies were like losing a whole lot of business, and they cut down production budgets, and I didn't get to do a lot of work that I'm so used to do back in the late 90s, back in the 90s. So at the onset of year 2000, there was a sort of a, we can call it a depression of sort, a market depression, especially in the music industry. A couple of studios closed down in the States. A lot of studios closed down in Singapore. Just went out of business because there wasn't any enough jobs, and I wasn't having enough jobs, and I was still touring, doing shows here and there, but not enough to cover by. And I had 3 kids, and they were still young back in 2000. I had a car, so the expenses are pretty high. So I had to get rid of some of the guitars that I had just to make do. But God was so good to me, because kind of like provided me with work constantly, enough for me to get by those years. Because I guess the whole decade of the 2000, from 2000 to 2010 was my learning years, where I learned all I can absorb in terms of theology, in terms of how and what God wants me to do and what God wants of me, and how I should approach my fellow brothers and sisters. So this is the decade. It's kind of like I attended Bible school during that whole period of time, and yeah, it's just my time that I grew up understanding how this Christianity things works, and also a chance for me to see how this Christianity thing, this religion thing doesn't work. So I learned to understand that the relationship with God is so important, is of the utmost important. And at the same time, God provided me with work. So it was great. But then during the later part of 2000, like we're talking about 2009, I was in a plateau, because playing wise, music wise, I was in a plateau. And this is where I first got my looper. I still have it, my TC electronic looper. And I spent a whole lot of time in this room, way before this YouTube thing happened. It was back in 2009. And I had this Langley amp here, this old broken down Langley amp. And I would play, and I would just play with in this room. Spend hours in this room with a looper, constructing licks, constructing lines, and trying to explore new ways of phrasings and stuff like that, and listening to a whole lot of music and trying to attempt a lot of things that I never done before. And it was great. So I stand by the understanding that a looper will always help you. It will always help you in your playing, no matter what people say. So I'm an advocate for loopers, and I spent a whole lot of time in that. And then year 2010 happened, and I asked God, I said, Lord, so is this where the buck stops? Is this where the line stops, and this is the end of my music career? Like, what I'm going to do? Am I supposed to be a food retailer? Do I sell food, or do I drive a Uber? In your case, in our case, it's a Grab. Do I start doing different stuff other than music? And I distinctly heard God told me that no, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. So I'm going like, okay, so this is my 50th birthday, so that is the present that I wanted from you, God. You got to tell me what's going to happen. And he didn't say anything. He says, you think it's the end? It's just the beginning. So I took that, and I just waited. Like I said before, I'm a pessimist, so I just wait and see what's going to happen. And true enough, 2010, 2011, I started on a tour with Ame. And it was a world tour, lasted for 2.5 years, and subsequently followed by another tour with Eric, my brother, and then subsequently with Jeff Chang for another 2 years. So basically, I've been touring ever since. I never stopped work since 2010. And so for this past decade, I never stopped work until 2020. That's where COVID happens. And that's where, okay, everything is like, on pause. So I'm looking at it, and I'm asking God, like, does this apply to me, or does this pause button apply to the whole world? Because everybody's in a standstill, everybody's working from home, some are retrenched, some are out of work. A lot of musicians are out of work, so I guess it doesn't apply to me, right, God? So I'm looking at it that way, and I'm going like, but in any case, I give thanks to him, because he has taken care of this family for the past 2 decades, and that's how it is. So even with a YouTube channel, it was a prompting from God for me to kind of like start a channel where I can help out fellow guitarists, whether they're old, whether they're young, whether they're just a novice, or whether they are players who do not know a lot about technology and some of the newest stuff that's happened. So I wanted this channel to help out with guys who can't afford a PRS, who cannot afford a SIR, to be able to have other variations, like other guitars that are really equally as good, but at a fraction of a cost. And that's why I enjoyed doing reviews for ESP or for LTDs and like GNLs and some of the the ones that Michael Kelly, right, from City Music. These are all affordable guitars that are really well made. and that's where it starts from there. And henceforth, it's also a good way for me to meet people like you guys. You guys are so awesome, spending some time with me in this live stream, which I really appreciate. And I also want to share what I'm doing, the tours that I do, the shows that I do, so that you guys also can get a glimpse of what a professional musician life is like. And I can't wait to go out on tour again, because I'm gonna vlog everything. I'm gonna vlog everything. So yeah, I tried to do. I tried doing that on the last tour that I did when I was in the States, but I need to get a better camera that is stable enough. So yeah, I'm looking at that possibility of doing that when I start touring again. Okay, so where are we? Okay. So difficult to get Anya here, Timothy. Timothy, you can always email Jeanette. Yeah, just email her. So there are ways to do it, and I believe Anya does online sale, if I'm not mistaken. I could check for you if you want to. Gene K, ER NKC for neck carbon reinforced. How is the neck? Have I did a review? You had a great review of one model. Yeah, but that's not the NKC. I did a review of their kind of semi-solid 335, and another one with the pointed headstock. Is that an NKC? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about the model name. Yeah, but I know that some of the models have carbon reinforced truss rod. So the tones in the Silver Sparkle is better than your Schecter Nick Johnston? No, they're very different. Very different. Don't get mistaken. The Nick Johnston is predominantly a Strat, right? The Silver Sparkle is not a Strat at all. It has two humbuckers, so it plays and sounds more like a Les Paul than anything else, but in a good way. Yeah, in a good way. So it's not as chunky as the Les Paul. It has the capability to have a little bit more versatility, but it sounds great. It just sounds great, The Nick Johnston is a different guitar altogether. It has its own character, but I'm trying to change the Nick Johnston sound. That's henceforth I ordered these pickups from Jeanette, so I can change the pickups. And, yeah. Hope your guitars show how the neck is carbon reinforced. Well, we'll see, because yeah. Hey Scooter, how are you? Good. Wife's good. All at home. Good. Claude, John. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a very kind thing to say. Thank you so much. Man, Benjamin, stay off the bicycle, particularly at night when visibility is limited. Well, yes and no, because Singapore roads are pretty well lit up, except when you go on the side road, the service roads. It's relatively safe in Singapore, especially at the time when I cycle, which is after 12 midnight. Less cars. Yeah. So I love riding at night. I missed it actually. How are you doing, Scooter? I'm so glad you're here. Ricky, I love your tone also playing. Your playing is different as in separate. In what? In separate like? As in separate like? Okay. Yeah, like I shared this a couple of times before. How we start with mimicking others and copying others, and then subsequently along the years you try to branch out your own and try to find your own sound, your own tone, your own phrasing. And even though you're playing the same line as the original guy, you tend to play it a bit differently. The bends are a bit different, the nuances are a little bit different, because that is part of your playing style as the years progresses, provided you play long enough. So like in this gig that I'm doing with rehearsal yesterday, I was playing some of the songs that I recorded myself back in the 90s. And for the life of me, I just have a different approach to it now as compared to back then, because the guitars are different for one thing. I was using the Rockman, for crying out loud, back then. I was using the Rockman the red model Rockman back then, and my sound was like very different. There's a 90s sound, right? Guitars I used were different. So nowadays, with the Helix and everything, I have a different gear set. I have a different guitars. So my approach is entirely different. So yeah. So we will change as age comes along. So aging is not a bad thing at all. As we grow older, people detest growing older because I'm getting older. My white hair is going to sprout out, and stuff like that. My joints are aching, but with age comes experience, and what the Bible says, with age comes wisdom. But in music terms, with age comes experience, because you've been there, done that, and with age also comes a vast collection of phrases in your head, right? Because you've been playing a whole lot of stuff, and you are playing all this stuff, and you're committing them to memory because you're playing that a whole lot, and it becomes part of your nature. So when you're playing it, it kind of like reflects out, but in a very different way, because the fluency is different. We're talking about fluency here, how you interpret a phrase. So when you're first starting up as a novice, you're gonna have a lot of frustration because you can't pull off a certain phrase liquid like real fluidly. But you do it long enough, and you'll be able to do that. Like the solo that I played with, for you early on, recording of the solo that I did yesterday. Now that was done after like almost an hour and a half of just playing the same line again and again and again, because I worked out what I want to play, because that is my original solo. I worked out what I want to play, and I just played over and over and over again to get it absorbed into my being, in my head, so that I know, okay, how is it going? Even though if I missed a note or two, I'm still able to continue the solo with the phrasing, with the feel, with the direction it's heading. But I try not to, right? So I try to commit into memory, and yeah, it helped, because during the rehearsal I just did it one shot and I nailed it. And if it's a recording, I nail it in the first take, right? But in a recording situation, you're not afforded the time to do it over and over again in the studio, because it's time consuming, and time is money. So you have to do it on the get-go. So you gotta have a whole collection of melodic lines in your being to be able to call each phrases out, and then according to what the chord changes are at that moment, that you are able to play certain notes that you normally would not play but would sound good. So this is a challenge, and these are the things that you will inculcate in over time, over age. Sometimes when I'm doing all these videos, these reviews, and there are lines that I'll play, I go, whoa, that was good. It's not self-praising. It's not self-praising, okay? It's not self-praising myself. Like, hey, I'm a best guitarist. No, it's not about that. It's like I'll be playing lines and go like, I'll be just like trying to kind of like try different things, explore different things. I will go like different lines and go, wow, that sounds great. I would sometimes shock myself, and that's great. And then you learn new things every day. So I want to encourage you guys, when you have a certain piece of music and you're playing over and you're soloing over, don't be afraid of like trying different stuff. And even if you're copying the Hotel California solo from Don Felder and Joe Walsh, even though you are copying note for note, you can still play it and be fluid about it, and then find a opportunity to sneak in a couple of phrases yourself, like in your own making, or little nuances of your own, so that you will kind of make it your solo in the end. So that's something that I want to encourage you guys to do. Maria's doing well. Send my love to her. Dealing with monsoons and yeah, right, the monsoon season, the scorpions will come in the house, man. Good evening, Bruno. Good evening. Jean K, hello everybody, stay safe. Listening attentively to the channel thing. Ricky, I'm new to guitar and I learned so much. Thank you and God bless. Yeah, I'm glad. We just have to be patient as guitarists and never give up. Yeah, right. Never give up. There were times when you know how it is, like when you see another faster gun, Like, you know, the gunslingers back in the West, they always been challenged by a faster gun. So everybody want to be the fastest gun in the West. So we have a whole lot of guitarists. Some of them are like mind blowing, like guys like Guthrie Govan. Oh my God, you know, all these guys, Steve Vai, incredible guitarists with incredible feel. You know what? As Masio, right? Young guitarist, really good. There's another Indonesian guy and up and coming. His name's Ari, really young. I think it's about like 17 or 18. Plays incredible, right? So there are many guitarists out there, and we, including me. You know, you look at them and you get discouraged. Like, man, these guys are like monsters. You know, how are you gonna compete with this level of musicianship? No way. When I first heard Steve Lukather play, I'll go like, dude, this guy is like crazy. You know, his phrasing, his control, his vibrato control, his notes, and I made it a point to to be like that. You know, to play like him if I can. And Jay Graydon is another guy because Steve Lukather looks up to Jay Graydon. So these are all the cats that I look up to, and I want to play as melodic as I can. Whether it's in a fast song or in a slow song, I try to do what I can. And sometimes I fall short, but that doesn't mean that I'll just stay on the ground and fall flat on my face and stay on the ground. I'll get up all the time. And there are many times I want to give up guitar, but I'll tell myself, so if I give up guitar, what am I good for? Now, I have a great singing voice and all that, but I can't cut it as a singer with this look. So if I can play guitar and I play it well, reasonably well, I can probably etch out a living for it. That's what was going on in my mind. But as I played and as I learn and as I improve, people kind of like appreciate what I do, and they like and appreciate what I'm doing, and they pay me good money to do what I'm doing. So, hey, why not? So, but that is also another reason for you to be complacent, because you go like, oh, I'm already good enough. I don't have to improve anymore. But it's always not good to be complacent. You got to go to the next level if you can, and not to plateau out. And we all done that, been there, done that. We all have encountered plateaus in our playing experiences, because we'll find a time where we can't do it anymore because everything is plateau up. But it's always good to listen to other guitarists and go like and challenge yourself. Okay, how does this dude do this? I always challenge myself by listening to anything that Jay Graydon does, because he will come up with those incredible lines, and I'll make it a point. I want to learn this solo, and I started that by doing the solo from Roxanne. Roxanne is a song not by Sting, by Airplay. So this is a group that Jay Graydon has with David Foster back in the 80s. So they had a song in the 90s, I guess, 80s, 90s, yeah. And they had a song called Roxanne, and the guitar solo there is incredible. So I wanted to learn that solo, and I did, and I nailed it. It wasn't easy, I spent a lot of time on doing that, but by learning that solo, it gave me inspiration to do a lot of stuff in that kind of format, in that kind of phrasing, and it helped me. It helped me a whole lot. So I committed into memory song and phrasing, and some I cannot because it's just too complicated. But if I really want to do it, I can do it. And let's give you an example, like the song Rosanna from Rosanna from Toto, at the tail end, or was it tail end? No, in the middle solo that Steve Lukather did, there's this phrasing which I really love, and it's kind of a blues phrasing, but done really nicely and kind of complicated. I made it a point to learn that, and I just want to nail that, not because I want to learn the whole solo. I just want to get that phrasing and commit it into memory so I can apply it when I'm doing solos, which I did, which worked out great, And if you guys were attentive enough, you'll see me sneaking some of this in some of my earlier videos. I had this lick going on, and it was great. Do I have a cold? Sniffle? Not really a full-blown cold, yeah. Now, I was telling the guys earlier, the air conditioning is just a bit cold. And it's been raining a whole lot in Singapore, so the weather, the temperature goes down a bit. Right now, I think is, let me check. It's probably not cold enough for you guys, but it's cold enough for me. Yeah, it's about 27, Yeah, 27:38. So it's going down. So by the time it's 5 a.m., it gets down to about 26, which is pretty cold. Pork skin. Yes. Pork rinds. Nah, they're not good. They clog up my heart. But I love them so much. I didn't manage to get any of those. Yeah, I was just too busy. And most of the stuff that they sell online over here are from Thailand, which has like chili and stuff like that, which is very different from the ones that I had in the States. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Carl, I know. 28, yeah. But for us, it's the luxury. Like, heading out and cycling in the 26, 27 is so fun. And sometimes we can come back with a chill, right? So we have like average of 33, 34 every day. So 28 for us is, something cool. Okay, guys, I gotta go. My God, it's 3 hours, almost 3 hours. So I spent like 3 hours with you guys, and I love it, every second of it. Thank you guys for keeping me company. You guys got any things that you want to share? Like, anything that you're going through, that you need prayers? Any stuff like that? Oh, wait, there's some questions here which I forgot. We have to... Ever tried a 3-string guitar box guitar? No, not yet. Flying text. That'll be nice. No, I haven't tried that yet. And Carl, I feel like that whenever I see Tommy Emmanuel play. That guy is a giant. Yeah. No problem, Scooter. I understand. We all have our things to do, Carl, it's been a pleasure. Take care. Yes, you too, brother. Get hold of me in, in Facebook and see what we can work out with. I got a guy who came into the chat a couple of live streams ago and asked me about lessons, and he actually contacted me, but I haven't replied his email yet. My bad, man. But anyway, he was asking for lessons in the weekdays, which I'm not able to do. I do most of my lessons on the weekends, so I have my Sunday kind of full. I have 3 students on Sunday, so I might just break up another one, depending on the time zone. So we'll work something out. Sure. You guys take care. I'm just say just a short prayer for you guys, right? So for some of you guys who are struggling, just know that there is someone who actually watches over you, like how he watches over me. With the amount of cynicism in the world, with the amount of doubt, skepticism in the world, sometimes we're not able to do that. But for me, I know that someone loves me a lot, including you guys, right? I know my family, for one, loves me. I know my God loves me and is taking care of me every step of the way. So for some of you guys who are going through a rough patch, know that God loves you. God do exist, and God do love you. And whenever you feel that you have, that you're at the end of your rope, you just have to just call out His name and say, God, are you there? Help me. That's all. No commitment, nothing. Just say, God, help me. And we'll take it from there, and we'll see how it goes. So I just want to pray for you guys. And as far as music is concerned, like you guys want to improve, just listen to what I shared earlier on. If some of you guys missed it, go back and replay this. Stuff that you can improve. And again, God is the creator of everything that's good, so including music. So you can always ask Him for help if you want to. But some of the stuff you have to do yourself, right? So when we talk about that verse where everybody used to quote, God helps those who help themselves, it does not exist in the Bible at all. Okay, it does not exist in the Bible at all. God will help you if you allow yourself to be helped. That's what it is. You must allow Him to help you. So in terms of music, certain things that you gotta do, certain regimens you gotta do, certain disciplines you gotta do, just follow them up, and I can promise you that you will improve. through repetition, muscle memory, you will improve. All right. So I'm going to just say a short prayer and then we'll go on our separate ways. All right. Again, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I thank you, Jesus, for my brothers and my sisters who are here in the stream. Lord, I just pray that, Lord, that your presence will be with them everywhere they go. And that, Lord, that you will give them peace that nowhere can be found. A peace that is sovereignly yours. A peace that is personally yours. The Lord, that you will give it to them. And the Lord, that you will protect them from illnesses, from every danger, Lord. Protect them and their families, especially the children, their loved ones, Lord. I pray a blessing upon them. The Lord, that you will always be their guardian. You will always be their guide. That you will always be the one who will stand up for them, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I pray all this in the mighty name of Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. Okay, so God bless you guys. I'll see you when I see you. So I don't know. I probably might have another live stream next week, just to show you guys what I've done to some of the mods. Well, apparently the Vega tram is going to come in on Monday, I guess, Tuesday, and then I'm going to have the pickups coming in on Tuesday for the Nick Johnston. So there's a whole lot of modding going on. So probably I'll have a live stream on Friday to talk about these mods, if you guys want to. So, but if I'm tired, then I probably won't have the live stream. But I will inform you guys on Thursday. All right? Yeah, Alvin, you take care. You guys take care of yourself. All right? Be safe out there. Bye.